Hello viewers, my name is and today I'm going to talk about my senior project on this video, which is called Test Case and Automation Management System by myself and my teammate Justin Phillips, mentored by Professor Terry King, who originally proposed the project for Ultimate Software, co-mentoring with Diony Santiago. So, problem definition. The main problem that we identified for Ultimate Software was that they utilize multiple applications to manage their test cases. And this might cost money and time for the software testers and the company in general, due to the fact that when you have multiple applications, which are the ones that they're using right now, like Team Foundation Server from Microsoft and Microsoft Test Case Manager, and their local software to check test results, which is called Phoenix. Every time they need to check a result or they need to update a test case, they need to go to multiple applications in order to do that, and that costs a lot of time. So that's the main problem that we identified. And if we break it down, the problems that we found were that the updates and changes done in one application are not reflected or synced on the other applications managing test suites and results. The main contribution to this project on my end is to be able to view test case results and run automation through only one single application where all your test case suites are going to be located. So the automation of tests is right now unavailable from TFS or NTN. Test results are not directly available or easily acquired, and test results are not summarized into meaningful data. Here you can see our Gantt chart for our project management and our schedule. This project was implemented originally in the fall semester of 2014. I am presenting it on the spring semester though. This Gantt will represent the project from the month of August until December. So you can see we started requirements elicitation right away. We met with the client and throughout September, the month of September, the first 2 weeks, and then we went ahead with system analysis, and we presented the deliverable by the middle of September. Summer project planning was then started later. After that, object design was done in the month of October. System implementation, since we're doing an using the agile methodology for the software process, we implemented throughout the whole most of the semester to the middle of November. We presented the second deliverable by October 26th. We did September, October. We did software project organization and system design, and by the end of the project, we did our testing by the end of November, and we presented the final deliverable. In my case, on May 1st, but it was originally scheduled for December 14th. Here are some of the requirements that we came up with. There's a list of 15 functionalities that we originally thought of implementing, but you can add your own as you continue the web application of the Test Case Manager and Automation System. I'm going to read to you the ones that are bolded, which are the ones that we actually implemented. The system shall allow single sign-on access using your Windows account, meaning that when you log into your computer, it will automatically locate on the database your username from your Windows machine, and if you are there, then you should be automatically allowed to access the application. Number 3 is to provide an interface for creation of test suites, cases, step with fluid, intuitive algorithm experience. So one of the main things that we needed to accomplish was easy visually for the user to manage the test cases and very intuitive. Provide testers with the ability to add attachments and associate them with test suites, cases, and steps. Provide a mechanism to associate test suites, cases, and steps with a code repository or automation. This was partially implemented for the automation aspect. You are able to run automation, but you're not able to yet to access the code repository. So number 7 is to display the tests in a clean Explorer or tree view throughout the user navigation within the system. Provide a means to display data organically in a logical view. Number 9, provide a simple search interface for searching your tests. And number 10, provide a logout mechanism. Number 14 and 15 was part of my contribution, which was to provide, aside from the animation, provide a set of metrics which track test cases, failures, failure types, and source code attached to failure, and provide a visual representation of the failure metrics. This is a model, the use case model. Don't be scared. It's actually pretty simple. Right here you can see the login from the authentication server, your user, the third-party test case management system, which will involve the Phoenix software, TFS and TM, in order to run automation and do other outside functionalities. And you have the repository, which is the area used to link file to item, view change notification, configure repositories, etc. So here you have the lead, create steps, and basically the basic functionalities of creating test cases, and that type of thing. So here will be more towards my end of things, which will be the automation and the metrics aspect from the third-party test case management system. Okay, for system design, we have the view of our client, which is the test flow or test case manager application user interface. It would exchange data with the controller model. We have the controllers here, you can see on the server side, and the test flow manager. So the system's overall architecture pattern is composed of a client-server model, where a backend system provides connectivity to data and operations of the data, while a client provides access of data to an end user. So basically, for example, on the metrics aspect, you would request, when you run automation or you request test results, it would access, using the Phoenix API, would access from the server that data, and the server will respond to you by returning the data from the database, so that you can, on the user interface, actually see the test results of that data. Here we have a system deployment hardware and software required diagram. As I was explaining to you, we have here the database, which we use SQL, the application type. We have all the software, which is TFS and Phoenix, web services, server object model, server application. We have the build machine, the service process, client object model, and exchanging data, flowing from the web application. This would be the persistent data design. This is the basic design of our database. You can see here the test case manager case metrics, and ideally you will have a metrics ID, test case ID, metrics, fail cost, and updates. If you have updates, then you will be able to save whatever test case results you have previously. So the persistent data is managed via a database server and stored in a database. This data includes user permission information, external storage mapping, using IDs, and test plan data. For security and privacy, users are authenticated via Windows, like I explained in the requirements. User identity and anonymous authentication will not be allowed for obvious reasons. The The other thing is that when you're requesting test results data, you cannot access that data without, of course, allow access interconnectivity. I will explain this in more detail on the user guide video. But this, of course, allow access will be necessary in order to actually run the automation and get your test results. This is done so that outside parties cannot access your test results from another host. This is our main class diagram. We have a collections controller, controller, metrics controller, suites controller. These, as you can see, are API or the API. So whenever you need to request using RESTful services, request data, you use the methods delete, get, post, and put in order to exchange information between the applications and return it back from the server to the one single web application that we developed. Okay, so the implementation of metrics, as I was talking about earlier, what I did was an API using an API for the Phoenix software that they locally have Ultimate Software. When you click on the automation button, it will then, when it's done, it will actually tell you, notify you, and then you can request test results. So your test results are going to be stored and accessed from an internal database in Ultimate Software, and it will tell you the status and the percentage of pass, product failure, the percentage of test pass, and the test fail of that particular test suite, and that will be stored on your database, on your local database, in order to make predictions later on what's going to happen. Okay, so for testing, we use Visual Studio test component. We use Selenium in order to test the user interface, and as you see here, this is Postman, which is what I use to test the Phoenix API. I want to show you a little bit about how we did it, but I will go into more detail on the user guide video. But as you can see, we did multiple test cases. One of them you can see here using the get, delete, and post methods. So first, you will use post, which is what the automation button is going to go through on the backend side of things. So if you were to make a test on the file named test1 and run the animation for test1, when you click on that button, on the animation button, it would actually go through the API, and when you do the post, this means that it worked. The file name is test1, the user is Karina, team, name, suite ID, suite name, so that works. So that means the automation is running right now, and when the automation is actually done, it would use the delete method for a particular test1. You can see here test1. You have to make sure when you use it, sometimes it doesn't update when you type, so you need to make sure this coincides with this. There you go, test complete, and when you actually get your results for test1, go test results, and you should be able to see this information on the actual application. You should be able to get something like this. This is our results when you run animation here, okay? For one of your test